Right, let's begin. Okay. So, welcome everyone. This is where we are. So this is the welcome and introduction, followed by our keynote. So if you could grab your seats and get ready for the start. So my job is really to welcome you and to thank you for being here. So this is just the welcome introductory session, a little bit of housekeeping, a little bit of prediction about the agenda, and then we'll get straight into the conference. Where should we start? If you, on your tables, you should have a program, or you may have picked one up downstairs. There's a big front page with a sort of introductory remark, so if you get bored, you can read that. I think the first thing to do is thank all of you for being here. It's great to see you here. It's great to have so many of you here. As you can see, we've invested £10,000 in half-moon tables so that you're comfortable in this room. Actually, it wasn't 10,000, but they're rather lovely half-moon tables for you to be here. So thank you all for coming. Who are you? Well, firstly, let's do you're in the right place. Let me reassure you are in the right place. This is previous feedback from the last 2 years of people who reported whether they thought this event was valuable and relevant to them. Green is the people who were entirely satisfied, and red is the people who were slightly dissatisfied. So I think that gives you an encouraging feeling for the standard we're aiming for, and I hope that at the end of tomorrow you'll feel the same way. So I'm hoping that you're definitely in the right place today. So who are you? Let me talk about you. So who are you here today? Well, we're a record number of registrations and participants here today. It says 0% online. Actually, you may have heard there's a bit of bad weather in America, so we're missing one speaker who will be appearing online later on. But basically, we're a 100% physical event. We're about 50-50 new and returning. That's a pretty standard thing. So welcome new people who are here for their very first time, particularly. Do force the old hands to kind of show you around and talk to them. We got a little bit of feedback last year that new people felt a little bit as if the old people were a sort of club that they weren't members of, and I think that was a little bit my fault because it was our 10th anniversary, so I did a certain amount of shout-out for people who'd come to lots of these events. But we're usually 50-50 new and old, and so please, if you're here for your first time, just throw your weight about and just be confident that you're very welcome here, and actually you are almost in the majority. We're a mixture of UK and the rest of the world, a little bit UK heavier this year than in some previous years, but not very far. And we do monitor gender balance on the podium and in the auditorium, and we aim to be in that sort of 45-55 balance, which we are. We have 39 PhDs, so quite pleased with that. That's something we track it to kind of underpin our kind of academic credentials. So here's a comparison with the previous year that you can see. So that gives you a bit of a comparison. Who are you? Well, so we have rather low on Sarahs this year. In previous years, we had twice as many, basically, Sarahs, so I don't know what's going on there. We also are 50% of the normal number of Janes and Jelenas and people like that, so that's kind of weird. As you can see, I spend a lot of time obsessing about the participant list. But that's kind of interesting that we've got half as many of all of those. We do have a Liz, a Lizzie, and a Lizzie, so that's kind of pleasing. And we also have 2 browns and 2 greens, so you know it's kind of a fun model. So that's the kind of people that we have, and we are very thrilled to have 2 Nancy Robertses. Nancy, could you wave or stand up or something? One Nancy at the front there, other Nancy right at the back. Okay, you two should become pals during the event. We did have 2 Phil Joneses, but it didn't count because one of them spells his name in a silly way, Phil. There you go. But this is perfection as far as I'm concerned. So that's very pleasing. We have a lot of Bs this year for some reason. There was a couple of years ago, we had loads of people surnames begin with W for some reason. I don't know what that's going on there, but it just is what it is. We have some long names and short names. I always award prizes for long names and short names, so here are some of the examples that we have. So well done, particularly the short name people. Ali Fox is not here today, unfortunately, so you'll have to share first prize instead of her usually getting that prize. The name badge printers were particularly delighted also with the long organisation names. So if you're writing on your name badges this high, that's Well, that's what that is. And job titles are getting completely out of control. So I don't know what's going on there. My wife told me not to say this, but I'll also report that 2 of you didn't spell your own name correctly when registered. I'm not going to name names. 2 people spelt the name of their organization incorrectly. 1 person spelt research incorrectly. So, I mean, it's a lot of fun. But we do go through and try and get that right. If we've got your name badge wrong, please talk to the team and we'll print you a new one. So, lots of space at the front, Mark. Sorry, I didn't mention the name of the latecomers. That's not me. So anyway, that's kind of who you are. And so I also now want to thank those of you who are also contributors to the program. And our ethos here is you're all in this together, but some of you from time to time come on stage and kind of participate in the program part itself. And here's all of those of you. Well, this is all of you who sent in your photograph more than 2 weeks ago. So thank you so much for the speakers, the workshop facilitators, and everyone who's got involved in making this work. You're all part of that important community. Thank you to sponsors. So we have a lovely bunch of sponsors here, and we're going to be handing out various leaflets and things that they've got. They're very important for the economics of this business. So basically, without the sponsors, your tickets would be twice as expensive. So please kind of thank them, pay attention to their paperwork, because I think that's really a valuable part of that. But we're very grateful. So thank you, sponsors. So, housekeeping. Now, normally I do about an hour on this, fire exits and such like. This year, on your table, there is a housekeeping sheet that tells you everything you need to know. So if you have any questions at all, it should be answered on the sheet, but I'm sure you'll come up with some new ones. There's the copy of the sheet. And also, just the one thing I will put up is the Wi-Fi password. You can also scan that with your QR codes. We have QR codes here that you can access the Wi-Fi and program and other things with. So that should all be on your tables. So I hope you've got those. The other thing on your table that's much more important is this pink piece of paper here. This is the feedback survey, most important piece of paper that you'll see all day. We really care about your feedback. Seriously, we're very interested in what you have to say. We use it to guide how we work in the future, and it's incredibly useful to have. We get feedback about the temperature, and I will say it's a bit warm in the building at the moment, but we're trying to cool it down a little bit. But just seriously, feedback is really important. It scares the speakers as well, which is kind of fun. So please fill this in, or use the QR code to go to the online version of the feedback form, and you can do it online, whichever you prefer. So that's super important. Let's talk about the program for a minute. I think we have an interesting program. On the back of your badge, you will see a micro program if you haven't found that already. So that can be useful if you're kind of wondering what's next. And that's actually reminded me of another thing I need to put. In the housekeeping blurb, it does say there's power supply to every table. So if you're looking for power for your laptop or something, hunt under the table, and you should find a power supply. I know, a few people doing it already. Good, so that's good. Now, back to the program. So we've got plenary sessions here in the Great Hall, and we're quite structured about this. In the call for papers and when we're guiding people about this, we go, do you have something to tell people, or do you want to argue with people, or what is it you're actually trying to do? And that drives what kind of session that we're going to have. And so we're quite structured about that. Case study is new to us. This is a new one where basically we say with panels, we want panels where people argue with each other, and then somebody proposed a panel where everyone was talking about the same thing and agreeing with each other, and I went, well, I guess that's a case study, let's do that. So that's what we have. We also have the workshops, which are very famous and popular, and I think you'll really enjoy. And then we also have lightning talks in the breaks. I get a lot of complaints about them being in the breaks. People say, I want to have a break and lightning talks. We just can't fit it into the timetable. I can't see a way to do it. So we're doing it in the breaks, but we are recording them as well, so that you'll be able to just watch them at home if you'd rather be kind of in the break more actively. So that's another part of that. We also have a few other things. We have introductions, we have libations, kind of getting the theme of what we're trying to do here. So I think we do have a great program for you for the next couple of days. So what I'll do is I'll shut up and we'll start the program. So I'd like to introduce, first of all, our keynote speaker. And as you know at R2R, we don't really do introductions. I don't read her biography out to you. I just go, welcome to the stage, Leslie. Off you go. Thank you very much.